Okay, good morning.
Good
We've had some
morning.
internet issues this morning, but we're going to roll with it. This is Love on the Pod, a podcast about all the cheesy romantic TV movies we adore. I'm Sherri.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Jessica.
No, we didn't forget our names. We just never know what order we're going to go in. So it's early here in the Pacific Northwest. It's 5 a.m. and it's 27 degrees, so our brains are just waking up.
Mhm.
Jessica's just recovering from the snowmageddon in Texas.
Yes. Barely made it out with my life.
Yeah, I know. I saw, what was that, like a half an inch?
Not
Whew,
even.
They had to shut down.
Like an
Not
eighth,
even.
maybe.
I am jealous though. I want to
I
see some
know.
snow.
Just a little white. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not looking like we're going to have any this year.
No. We'll see. We'll see. We've been known to get it around, Valentine's Day or March.
True.
So
Yeah. Yep.
April
we'll see.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. It
Mm.
has snowed on my grandma's birthday, which is, I think, April 2nd. So you
Oh
never
my
know.
goodness.
It could
You
happen.
never know.
Well, today we're going to discuss Polar Opposites, and it's part of Hallmark's post-Christmas winter escape series. And I'm going to just give you a little synopsis, and then we'll chat about it.
Sounds good.
This is according to I took a little. Hallmark didn't have a very big synopsis for this one. It was very brief, so I did a little of my own, a little bit of Chat GPT, a little bit of Hallmark. So this is what we got. I did have to, as we've talked before, I did have to correct Chat GPT for several reasons. It was
But
talking
you know
about a totally
what?
different movie.
I am so glad. I am so glad that you have to correct it because
Yes.
wouldn't that be freaky if it was right every time? No, thank you.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
into that. I don't want any Terminator situation. Let's keep AI
Oh yeah.
stupid, please.
Yeah.
I know. I saw this video yesterday. It popped up in my feed because I follow all things Nirvana, and it was this video of Kurt Cobain walking through like this beautiful meadow, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen this before. And then I was like, oh, this is creepy.
Hmm.
He looked so
Yeah,
young and handsome and beautiful and not plagued by demons or anything. And I'm like, this is not real.
it's
This
not
is not
real.
real. This is freaking me out. It's too much.
Scary. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do not like it. Do not
No,
like it at all.
it's too
Nope.
much.
Nope.
But
We
I
have
digress.
seen the movie. We know what happens. It's not
Mhm.
good.
No.
It's not pretty. No. But this movie, we're going to talk about Polar Opposites. Emma Rivera, a spirited and determined young woman, is trying to reach her father, a penguin researcher in Antarctica, with whom she's lost contact. Now, he's had some heart issues, and so she's really freaked out that she's lost contact with him. So, desperate to reach him, Emma flies to South America and stows away on an expedition cruise ship to Antarctica. There she meets Andy Jackson, a charming engineer who becomes an unexpected ally, helping her to dodge the watchful eyes of ship staff Ingrid and her sidekick Martin. Initially at odds, Emma and Andy find themselves working together to overcome unexpected challenges. That's ChatGPT. I'm starting to recognize the verbiage, overcoming unexpected challenges,
Yes.
including navigating the ship's quirky crew and passengers. Once in Antarctica, they continue their quest to find Emma's father, facing the harsh realities of the remote and unforgiving landscape. Along the way, they learn valuable lessons about taking risks, trusting their instincts, and opening their hearts to love. This movie was released on January 11th of this year, 2025. It stars Rhiannon Fish, Markian Tarasuk, I believe is how you say it, and also has Dean McDermott and Maeve Quinlan. Was directed by Colin Thays and written by Barbara Kimlicka. Shout out to the stunt doubles I wanted to include this week. Kanye DiPilato and Alejandro Rivero were the snowmobile stunts, and Gonzalo Granero and Saul Rodriguez are the polar plunge stunt people. So there you go.
They didn't actually do it. Come on.
They didn't actually do it.
Okay, hold
We'll
on a
talk
second.
about that later.
Am I crazy? Dean McDermott is in this movie?
Yeah, he's the dad.
No, he's not.
What?
Dean.
Are you kidding me?
Is it Dean? Yeah, Tori Spelling's ex-husband.
He's the
Did I get the
dad?
name
He's
right?
that old?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I did not recognize
Yes,
him at all.
because when I
Hold
first saw him,
the
I was like,
phone.
I know him. I know him. Who is? And then I had to look it up. And that's the first thing I thought too. He's old enough to have a daughter that age. I don't know how old he actually is. He's very gray in his beard now.
Oh my gosh. That's
What in the
crazy.
heck? I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Well, we have Google. You can look it up. How old is he? Does it say,
He's
Jess?
58.
Okay, there you go. He could have a daughter in her 30s.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
33. What
Yeah.
in the what?
Yeah, I know.
I watched the whole dang movie and I didn't even realize he looks different.
Yeah, I think he's heavier.
I don't know that
He's
I've ever
grayer.
seen him in anything except the tabloids. I think
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too. As Tori
Oh,
Spelling's
I used to
husband.
watch. Yeah, I used to watch
Yeah.
the reality show, so I
His-
knew I recognized him from somewhere.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen him as the cheater husband. That's all I've seen
Well,
him as.
Well, the
Yep.
time and the stress of all
Unfortunately.
that nonsense has taken its toll because
Yeah.
I did not recognize him. I'm sorry,
Sorry,
Dean
Dean.
McDermott, but
I
I've
was
seen
like,
better
true.
days.
what?
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
lying.
even.
Oh
You got
my
that from
God.
ChatGPT.
I do not believe you. What? You might as well have told
Yeah.
me that Brad Pitt played her dad. Like,
Honestly, I'm like in shock over here.
Yeah.
oh my
How
gosh.
did I watch
Okay.
the whole
Okay.
movie and not?
I gotta watch
Okay.
it again now.
Oh
So
no,
that
I'm
was
not
Love on
ever
the
watching
Pod.
this
Thank you
movie
for
again.
joining us. Okay. Do you want to know about the filming locations, or are you just so
Yeah.
shook by that information? Okay.
Was it
It was
in
filmed
Dean McDermott's backyard or
in a
what?
warehouse that they dressed as Antarctica.
close, but no. Patagonia and Okay, darn it. I looked up the pronunciation and then I forgot. Ushuaia, Argentina. Those were the icy landscapes. And then
Oh.
Finea, Peru were the glacier scenes. And then parts of Brazil for the port and the ship scenes. So it was actually filmed on location in some of these beautiful places.
Okay.
So they
And,
couldn't get the permit to go to Antarctica. Is that what you're telling
you
me?
have to have a government issued permit to go to Antarctica. And that's a real thing. I
Yeah.
did
It
look
is,
that up.
yeah.
It is a real thing. And plus it's really remote, so I don't know. I don't know if there's any movies that have been filmed there other than documentaries. That would be fun to look
Yeah, I
up.
don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, guys, initial thoughts on this one.
Well, I for one loved it. I'm just kidding. I hated this movie. I'm not gonna lie. But,
Okay.
I've been
I
wanting
was-
to
You were
see
doing
snow.
really well at keeping a straight face, though. I was like, okay, we're
I
gonna
have
have
really been
words.
wanting to see snow, and so that was its one redeeming quality, is there was snow in this movie.
And penguins.
I really wanted to like it because I love Rhiannon Fish, and I thought the idea was cute, but I hated it. I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay. And we'll
Those are
dive
my
into
initial
why.
thoughts.
Okay. Initially, Jess.
I liked it.
Yay! I'm glad we're gonna really mix it up.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, but here's the thing. I was also at work while I was watching this. So that could have something to do with it because I was getting up and making coffee and then coming back and sitting down. I liked it. I believed it.
Okay.
I mean, I suspended my disbelief in order to believe the ridiculous storyline. And yeah, I liked it. So
I think maybe don't watch it again and just ride this wave.
this wave.
If you watch it
Okay.
again, you probably will hate it.
I don't think I
You'll
would
start picking out little
actively,
details.
Yeah, seek it out to watch it again. But
Mhm.
you know, I like Rhiannon Fish too. And to answer your guys' question, there's one movie that has ever been filmed in Antarctica, and it's called South of Sanity. So
Oh,
there you go. It's a
That
horror
doesn't-
movie.
sounds like
It's a slasher,
me-
suspenseful. Okay.
slasher horror movie. So I will never watch
All
it.
right.
I'll be
I will not be
skipping
watching
that
that.
one. Thank you very much.
So
Well,
there you go.
I'm going to say I fall somewhere in between the I liked it and I hated it. Somewhere it was
Okay.
okay. It was
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was horrible. I will not watch it again myself. It was a very much suspend your disbelief kind of movie. So knowing that right from the get-go, anybody listening, there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies. There's going to be some things that you're going to say, what the heck? Just throw that out the window and enjoy it for what it is.
Yes.
So
Pretend
let's
that
dive
you
in.
can sneak onto a boat. Pretend that you won't get arrested and thrown in prison. Just
That
pretend.
was my biggest, yes. So
Just pretend that Hallmark had a single plot line that they were following in this movie and not 36.
well, yeah, I was going to say there was a plot line. Okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying. There were a lot of things going on.
I don't know
It's
what.
like
I don't.
we've got all these ideas and we're just going to throw them in a pot and stir them up and then see what sticks to the wall.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, it was like improv. Like, oh, and now we're gonna do this.
that would be fun,
Okay,
though.
that makes no
The
sense,
Hallmark
but
Improv
sure.
Show,
Yes.
hosted by Melissa Peterman. That would be great.
Okay, that was the most hilarious thing on Finding Mr. Christmas when they did improv. So I'm
Oh,
here
I
for
would
that.
totally watch a whole series on that. That would be
Mhm.
hilarious. Jess, you're looking puzzled. Are you good?
Oh, I'm just looking to see if this writer has written other movies that we like, because I always am interested to see. And I
yeah.
don't know. She's written a lot, but I don't know that I've seen any of these.
Hmm.
But a lot of travel movies. Fly Away with Me, Yellowstone Romance,
So
Oh,
she likes the on location
Christmas
movies.
in the Woods. Okay.
That could be a slasher movie.
okay. That sounds a little
The
scary.
Amazing Winter Romance.
That is a
Wow.
title. That is a heck of a title.
We need to work
Wow.
on these titles, guys.
Oh boy. I'm
Amazing.
concerned.
All right, let's talk about this movie.
Yeah.
We open with Emma. She's a courtroom illustrator, and she's been unsuccessful in the romance department.
Oh, what a horrible job. Oh my God.
Ah.
Can you imagine that being your job?
No,
No.
thank you.
No.
You have to draw pretty fast too, but
I'd
also
rather be the bailiff than be the
yeah, or
courtroom
the one that just
illustrator.
types up the courtroom.
Yeah.
The note,
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Let me draw this bad
What's that
guy
called?
so we can have pictures. The court reporter.
Court reporter.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I'd want to like draw with horns and stuff. I don't know. I don't think you can take liberties.
Is this true to life?
Although a lot of the time, the people that draw those pictures, they look like caricatures.
Oh yeah.
They do.
Caricatures? Yeah,
Caricatures.
which is kind of
yeah.
fun because you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
kind of make people look menacing and evil.
Yeah, true. And then they get off, they're innocent, and you feel bad.
Yeah,
Like,
they're like,
sorry,
"Oh,
let me
no."
add a little halo.
Anyway, Emma gets a phone call from her father, who is in Antarctica, as we mentioned, doing research on penguins. The call is breaking up, much like my internet, and all Emma can hear are the words help, trouble, danger, and then she loses the signal. She can't get a hold of her dad. She's freaking out. She's worried about his health. He's been experiencing some chest pains, and so she tries to get in contact with the company that he's working for, and she gets in contact with Peg at the expedition company, and Peg's gonna try to find out where he is, what's going on, why he's lost signal. But Emma's not content to wait for news, so she hops a flight to South America, where she tries to board an expedition cruise ship with no boarding pass, no documentation. She's packed just this little tiny, looks like a duffel bag, a bag you'd take to the gym or something.
For Antarctica.
For Antarctica. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she,
Stupid.
surprise, surprise, she's stopped by Chief Officer Ingrid. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to drink some water because I'm, as well as my internet, I'm breaking up. Chief Officer Ingrid, and she's a rule follower, as I feel like she should be in her position. And she's sympathetic to Emma's story, but she cannot allow her to board the ship. Good on you, Ingrid. you need the special permit.
Shouldn't there be more security?
Well, we keep going back to Jess and I just took this Hallmark cruise. It's not easy to get on a ship. You don't just walk up with your bag and say, "Hey, my dad's missing. Can I get on your ship?" And
No, you
don't just
can't.
stand there with a clipboard looking at your list and say, "Okay, you're good to go." There's a whole process. You have to have documentation. You're scanned everything. Your photo is scanned. And then you wait for many hours and then everything's scanned again. It's not an easy process.
This would have been more believable for me if she had like snuck onto a luggage cart or, like done like seen somebody loading up all their stuff on the dock and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to squeeze between here and get on that way." That would have been more believable. Still not good, but better than this.
Yeah, if she had tried to be at least a little sneaky, she just walked right on the ship. Yeah, she had a suitcase for nerds in her hand. I don't know what it was. Some kind of technology in a box.
For nerds?
Some kind of technology in a box that she carried on. But they're still going to check who you are. You're not just going to walk onto the ship. Anyway.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. And your luggage has to go through security as well. You don't just... Anyway, she's defeated, but she just happens upon Andy, who is an engineer, and he mistakes her as part of his new team. So he just escorts her on board.
Isn't Andy supposed to be like a genius?
Yeah. Yeah. Not smart, Andy. Not smart.
But Emma says that's the thing. A lot of people who are geniuses are not socially adept. So
true. He's used to doing his engineer work. Maybe he's not street smart. But
he was very great to look at. So
he was nice.
Handsome.
The redeeming quality of this movie.
Yeah. So Emma is posing as an engineer now. He says, "Are you an engineer?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure. I'm an engineer. I don't even know what an engineer does, but yeah." So
no,
Andy's
I'm a housekeeper. Like I'm a server
something
in the
you
buffet.
Can keep up.
Exactly. I'll walk with you.
I'm a guest.
No, I'm going to be on your team where you're going to expect to see me again.
Yeah,
exactly.
Work.
Yeah.
Oh,
so of course, yes, he tasks her with assembling some sort of an electrical board, which obviously she has no idea what she's doing. So instead, she's pulling out this cord and she's like, "Oh, you have to get it all straight." And then she just bolts. She just bolts out the door because she clearly doesn't know what she's doing. And
I will say that scene did make me laugh really hard. It was the magnetometer she was trying to put together, and she's like, "This cord is really wiggly. I need a straight one." It's laughing so hard.
And he keeps side eyeing her, like, "What are you doing?
What's happening right now?"
Yeah. And so, perceptive guy that Andy is, he realizes something's up, and he goes after her, finding her hiding out on the ship because all the stock rooms, laundry facilities, crew rooms, whatnot, those are all unlocked on a ship.
Sure.
You can just happen upon.
You don't need a badge to scan.
No, you just walk right in.
It's fine. So
they're easily accessible. So Emma comes clean. She explains why she's there. Andy refuses to be part of her plan because, she's illegally stowed away on the ship. But then she reminds him, and I thought this was really manipulative. She reminds him that he is kind of responsible for allowing her to board the ship in the first place. Because, you're part of my team. Come on. So I didn't like that. I thought it was very manipulative, but whatever.
I did like, though, that the secret was out early on in the movie.
Yes.
It wasn't like the typical, "Oh my gosh, if someone would just tell the truth, the movie would be over." Although there were times when I wished it was over. But but I did like that the secret was out and we could just move forward and
Yeah, so Emma's going to hide out in Andy's stateroom. It's a nice stateroom. It's got a balcony and a fireplace. And so I had to look that up too. Are there cruise ships with fireplaces in their rooms? And yes, there are. Some luxury cruise ships. Now this, I got the feeling, was like an expedition type of cruise ship. It wasn't like your fine dining and entertainment and all that, but there was a spa. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was like a fusion of luxury and ferry boat kind of situation.
It was a confusing boat for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was
sure
small.
What was going on.
It was smaller, but I think it probably makes sense because there's way less people who want to go to Antarctica than like the Bahamas, I'm sure.
Sure.
So it would make sense that you would have researchers also joining the trip, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Disney Cruise Line does this kind of trip.
I was wondering about that because I did see that Disney Cruise Lines does trips to Antarctica, but then every time I tried to click on a link for their trips to Antarctica, it says the page doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Other locations work just fine, but whenever I clicked on Antarctica, it says that the page doesn't exist.
Oh.
So I don't know if it was a fluke or if maybe they've discontinued Antarctica trips.
Maybe.
It could be just like a temporary thing. I don't know.
Yeah. And they were much smaller boats. It's not like a standard cruise ship that you're taking down there for sure.
With the pool and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, and one thing I noticed when they were in Andy's room and they were just sitting, chatting, trying to get to know each other, did you notice that the background music was so loud? It's like their conversations were muted. Or Danny, at this point, did you not care enough to...
No, I actually wrote that very thing in my note, that the montage of them like getting to know each other and her hiding out in his room was cute, but they were like having conversations while the music was playing during the montage. And so it was like, do I listen to the music? Do I listen to them talk? It was a little confusing for me. I wish that they would have cut the montage and just let them have their conversation.
Yeah, I agree. Because it was distracting, and it was kind of like on Elevator Girl, where we're thinking, was that music put in afterwards, trying to cover up something? It was very strange. So
this movie was not as bad as Elevator Girl. I'd just like to go on record.
No. Okay, can you hear that cat?
Oh yeah, we can hear the cat.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I have a mountain lion living in my house. Just wants to get in here. So naturally, this is a 10-day cruise. So Emma's starting to get cabin fever, as you would, staying. But you're supposed to be hiding out. Hello, Ingrid's hot on your path, and you don't want to be found out because you could go to jail. But she's tired of staying in the stateroom, so she hijacks a crew uniform, which, again, those are easily accessible. You just go to the crew uniform store and buy one of those, slip that on, and wanders around the ship, interacting with staff.
Name tag on it, which is
Rick. Yeah. So when people stop her, oh, it's Ricky. It's Ricky. She's you would think she'd be trying to keep a low profile, but no, she's interacting with staff. Hey, and passengers.
And this is literally like the day before they arrive. Like, you cannot have a little patience. You made it 9 days. Yeah. And now you're going to come out of the cabin? Like, come on, man. Just suck it up for one more day.
She's got a series of ridiculous costumes. She's got the crew uniform of Rick, but it's a skirt too. So she got...
Where'd she get... Was it her skirt, maybe? From her duffel bag? She brought a mini skirt to Antarctica. That's good. Good packing.
And tights. Yeah. Yeah. And then she wanders on. She finds a pair of sunglasses and a... Oh, we have a guest in the studio today. Jessica's daughter has joined us.
I didn't hear you come in. Oh, God. Can you close the door, please?
Jump scare.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So Emma, she finds a pair of sunglasses. She finds this huge sun hat, and this is her disguise. She never once puts her hair up or tries to disguise her look at all. She just throws on a hat and some sunglasses. Meanwhile, Ingrid's spidey senses are up, and she's trying to find. She suspects that she has stowed away. I lost my notes here. Oh, and so she tells Martin to keep an eye out for this stowaway guest with the long dark hair. Which again, throw that hair up under a hat. Try to disguise your look a little bit, but she doesn't do that. Andy continues to cover for Emma, and he actually helps her disembark with an expedition group so she can go and look for her dad. Of course, this is another suspend your disbelief moment. As you know, you need your credentials to disembark and embark on a ship. You can't just walk off and on a ship.
I'm also wondering, did she have a plan for how she was going to get home?
Or what she was going to do once she got off the ship. You're just going to wander around Antarctica saying, Dad.
It's very big.
It's very cold
in the snow.
You're going to ask the penguins, like, what? Yeah. Have you seen my dad?
Yeah. So I'm gathering because they all kind of looked the same. They all had these blue parkas that they have special parkas for the guests to wear as they get off the ship.
And they happen to have one for her somehow.
They happen to have one for her. Yeah. Again, and somehow in her magic bag, she had boots and long pants and sweaters and hats and all the things you would need in Antarctica. It was literally a bag that you could throw in a pair of sneakers and some yoga pants, and that's about it. Maybe a lip balm.
It was a Mary Poppins bag.
It was magical.
To be fair, all Hallmark bags are Mary Poppins bags.
True. And they're very light. Although there have been a couple movies lately, and maybe it's because people have commented, that look like they've put something in them to give them a little bit of weight, because
I hope so.
The suitcases, they just fling around.
Put some rocks.
Like in Mr. Manhattan, she was there for like a weekend, and she had a full-on suitcase, and I was like, yeah.
She did. That's the way I pack. You're going to be there for 3 days, 35 pairs of underwear.
Yes.
You never know.
Never know. You might pee your pants 35 times.
Multiple times. I hope not. If I was having that issue, I probably wouldn't be traveling. But So Emma finds Peg, who has no idea where her dad is. What?
She finds Peg. Peg doesn't know her from Adam, and she sets her up with a satellite phone, a snowmobile.
She
doesn't know she's alone. She doesn't She just sends her out on her own to go by herself and look for her dad with a snowmobile that she doesn't know how to drive.
And that's exactly what
she needs to be fired.
Yeah, I wrote that on my notes in giant letters. What? Question mark, question mark, question mark. She has no clue where to look, first of all.
No.
Again, she's just going to wander around on a snowmobile yelling, Dad, Dad. What?
Well, and I had to wonder, is it common for independent researchers to just go off on their own with nobody else, and nobody knows what their plan is, or, your dad, he's just does whatever he wants.
He wanders off.
In Antarctica,
he's like a puppy.
He just does whatever he wants. It seems
he's
weird.
A team of one. Yeah, there's got to be some accountability. If something happens, say you slide down a mountain and break your leg, maybe someone should be there.
Yeah.
But they don't care, because they send Emma off in a snowmobile by herself. She's never even been to Antarctica.
No, she's got no clue what she's doing. Did they give her some sort of a map? I don't know. Fortunately,
I think they did tell her where to find her dad's cabin.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to know that. If you don't tell me to turn left at the McDonald's. Yeah. Don't tell me north, south, east, west. Forget it. No.
And everything's just white and covered in snow. Yeah. So what do? Ask, like you said, ask a penguin. But fortunately, Andy arrives just in time as she's setting out and insists on going with her. And the next scene, it's this anticlimactic reunion. They just find her dad just like that.
There he is.
And he's there and he's like, what are you doing here? Oh, I came to find you. And it's this whole thing. And I did watch another, a short review on this movie. And the gal was like, so they find her dad And then I'm thinking, what are they going to do for the next hour of this movie?
Yes. Me too. I was like, it's not over? I don't understand. This is where I was like, what is the plot of this movie? I'm very confused because watching the preview, I thought the majority of the movie was going to be her as a stowaway on the ship. But instead, that was actually like a pretty brief montage. And then they just immediately find her dad and he's fine. And I had that thought when he called her. I was like, he's fine. He's talking about a penguin.
Yeah.
I knew it. Called it. I was right.
Which is what it was. Were you going to say something, Jess?
Well, the theme of this movie is clearly penguin love, obviously. So I don't know what you guys are thinking, but
well, maybe that's what it should have been called.
And now that I'm thinking about it, what is up with the title? The title is so
polar
stupid.
Opposites?
It has nothing to do with the movie.
Who are the polar opposites?
I don't know.
Who are we referring to? Because the penguins certainly are not.
And Emma, are they like, I don't know.
Emma and Andy, I think, are not that different from each other.
No.
I think it's Lola and Hugo, the penguins, because as we'll find out, Lola has been stranded from Hugo, so they're on opposite
pieces of ice.
I don't know.
But not
I'm
opposite
reaching here.
Poles. Opposite poles.
So
it
turns out Ian, the dad, he's not in trouble. Lola the penguin is. She has gotten separated from her mate Hugo when the block of ice she's standing on breaks away from the shore and she can't swim back because there is a pod of orcas immediately surrounding her. And so she can't jump in the water and swim home. Now, this was the sweetest part. I felt for Lola. This is the heroine of the story, Lola. So now it's their mission to save her and try to figure out a way to bring that block of ice back over to the shore so she can hop off and be with Hugo, because most penguins are monogamous and mate for life, which is
adorable.
So it's very adorable.
I do wish the graphics would have been a little bit better here. I will say all of the footage of Lola and Hugo, I literally wrote that the graphics of the penguins were so fake. Couldn't they have borrowed some footage from like National Geographic or something?
Yeah.
And there were some parts where I think they may have, when it was like the bigger group of penguins.
The wide pan.
But every time they showed Lola and Hugo, I was like, that is so fake.
An AI Lola,
I don't understand. I was watching this with my daughters, and my older daughter, Abigail, she was like, Mom, why are we watching this movie?
Because we have to.
We have to.
I was like, just hang in there. Just hang in there. We can do this.
We're going to hang in there too. We're going to get this done.
Yes.
So they have to come up with a plan. And Andy describes a vessel that could potentially save the day. It's like a mini penguin submarine with some sort of a point on the end. And as he's talking, Emma's sketching. I don't know where she got her sketch pad. That was in the magic bag too. She just happened to have it. And so he's saying, if we could get it with a propeller and get it over here and somehow get it to stick into the iceberg and bring it back. And then she's like, oh, okay. Like this? She draws up this magical little penguin submarine. He's like, yes, exactly. That's what we need. So,
but she couldn't put together the magnetometer without a straight cord.
No. She's limited to pen and pencil and paper. And well, Andy is able, with all the tools that he has and his engineering skills, he's able to just make that on the fly.
Amazing.
He happened to have all the materials and makes an exact replica of what Emma has drawn. They take it out.
Because he is Inspector Gadget.
He is. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, well, that thing's it's got a point on the end. It's going to stick in, and then they're going to try to pull it back, and it's going to come right back out again because it's smooth. And that's exactly what happened. They can't bring it. Drat, we can't get it back. It doesn't work. Whatever will we do? Let's do a polar plunge. So
that's great for clearing the mind. Don't worry about the killer orcas you're worried about.
No, poor Lola still with her little flippers, waving at Hugo, wondering how she's going to be saved, and they're going to go do a polar plunge. So of course, when you go to Antarctica, the first thing you think to pack is a swimsuit.
Right.
So they both have their swimsuits, and Emma has yet another beautiful peach-colored parka with this faux fur and some boots, and that's all they put on, just over your swimsuit. And no gloves, no hat. And just like that, they jump off an icy bluff.
Well,
and
she
into the
says,
frigid
I thought we were
waters.
going into a pool. What? Why would you think that?
Yeah.
You're in Antarctica
Where is
doing a
a
polar
pool?
plunge.
Yeah.
At the
No, they just
spa
jump
down
off the
street.
cliff into a hot tub, into the frigid waters of Antarctica.
How do they get back out?
That's what I wondered too. And we'll talk a little bit more about
They can
that
fly.
later. But while they're frolicking in the icy waters of the you know which ocean, Antarctic, Ian sets off on his own again to try to save Lola. As luck would have it, he falls and breaks his leg. Now it's up to Emma and Andy to see this mission through. But damn it, here comes Ingrid. She's a woman scorned because she has feelings for Andy. And she's bent on taking...
ship, you guys. She's off the ship.
She's bent on taking Emma and Andy down because, you see, Ingrid is smitten with Andy. Andy is smitten with Emma. Martin is smitten with Ingrid. And Peg is smitten with Ian. It's this whole thing. Wow, I have like 2 more pages of notes. Let's get through this. So, fast forward. Oh no, that was from the last one. Okay. But when Ingrid comes up to Emma, let's make sure we don't want to miss any detail here.
Right.
She tells Ingrid she tells Ingrid the story of her father's research and their quest to save little Lola the penguin, who only wants to be with her lifelong mate Hugo, who is standing watch on the shore. Well, meanwhile, Martin is interrogating Andy, trying to impress Ingrid with his ability to crack the case of the stowaway and her engineer partner in crime. But Ingrid softens when she realizes that Andy's heart is truly with Emma and decides they can bend the rules in the name of love. After all, everyone deserves to find their penguin. I mean, she could lose her job over this. She could go to jail. They could all go to jail, but it's all in the name of love, so it's okay. So Emma and Andy, they redesigned the penguin saving vessel using a screw-shaped sphere to attach to the ice block. You have to have something that will drill into the ice. And they are successful in bringing Lola back to the shore and reuniting her with Hugo. Everyone celebrates. They're all toasting cheers to their accomplishments. Andy and Emma, Ingrid and Martin, Ian and Peg. Ian, who's in a cast now because he's fallen and broken his leg, dumbass. And because he has no partner, he could have died out there. Andy and Emma share a kiss. 4 months later, Emma and Andy are back in Antarctica. Emma is sketching penguins for a book she's writing, which I thought was cute. And Andy is doing whatever it is that he does. I don't know. He's abandoned his team the first time he was there. Why they would ask him back, I have no idea. He's done nothing.
Putting together magnetometers, Mom, with squirrely
but he doesn't. He goes to find penguin love. So, and that's end scene. They share a kiss again, I think, and I don't know. He never got fired for not doing his job in the first place, and that's the end of the movie.
No consequences. No one had any consequences for their actions.
No, so that's polar opposites. Were you polarized by this movie?
Did you love it? Best movie ever made? I'm so sorry. Hallmark, I love you. And I was really, really, truly excited about this movie because I really love Rhiannon Fish. I thought it looked super cute. But I just felt like they couldn't pick a storyline. I thought it was going to be all about her travel on the way over, but then she just got there. And then I thought it was going to be about searching for her dad, but then they just immediately found him.
Yeah.
And then now we're saving penguins. What is happening? What is this story?
And why would he, if his satellite phone is not working great, why is he calling his daughter, who is not in Antarctica, to ask her for help with a penguin?
Yeah.
not a
What's she gonna
researcher.
do?
She's not a scientist. Like, what did he expect her to do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He should have been calling Peg for help, not
Exactly.
not Emma.
But Peg had no clue where he even was. Wouldn't you think he would have checked in with her first? Hey, my satellite phone's not working great. I'm at this location.
Yeah.
Try to get a signal out.
Yeah.
But no.
This was a miss for me. It was a miss.
Well, I'm going to talk about some fun facts behind the scenes.
Thank you.
Maybe not so fun, but
some facts.
Darn.
We already talked about the fact that you actually do need a government issued permit to travel to Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first suspend your disbelief. There's no way she could have gotten on the ship. Unless, like you said, Jess, that she was somehow able to stow away in a luggage cart, a food cart, something like that. That would have been more, would have been over the top, but more believable.
You could have changed networks with this film, put it on Lifetime. She kills one of the passengers, assumes their identity, and then gets home.
Yes. Now
the whole movie is about her running from the international police and also trying to rescue her dad.
And the penguins.
Lifetime.
And the passenger that she killed was actually a bad guy. He was part of a mob that was trying to kill her dad and steal his research.
So
she never actually got in trouble for killing that guy because he was bad anyway.
Right. Absolutely. Yes. Okay.
Well, Lifetime has been known to take Hallmark concepts and make their own spin on it.
Evil.
So
yes, that's true.
We could
there you go,
in the
Lifetime.
future.
We did the work for you.
Polarized, coming soon. All right. Well, I wanted to talk about the Antarctic polar plunge. It doesn't just happen, and especially if you're on one of these expeditions, you have to have a health assessment first.
Mm-hmm.
You are with an excursion group and a doctor is standing by because your heart could stop, because the typical water temperature in Antarctica during these polar plunges is 35 to 45 degrees, which is freaking cold. You don't just jump haphazardly. You are tethered to either the ship or the shore, because you jump in and they pull you immediately back up because it's that cold that you might not be able to get yourself back out of the water. So the fact that they jumped in, and then we don't know what happened because they jumped off a cliff, basically a big old bluff.
And then they're just treading water out there like it's no big deal. Like they're in Jamaica.
Isn't there a pod of orcas around that they were talking about? And if not, then go swim and find poor little Lola and bring her back to shore. And
I have experienced, not that cold, obviously, but we were up by the Columbia River, and we pulled off. I don't even know where we were. I can't even give you a good idea. Gold something.
Gold Bar.
Gold Bar, yes. Up near Gold Bar in Washington State, and we pulled off to this really cool area where it's like all different super flat rocks, and then the water is rushing through, and it's just this beautiful place that people love to go. And it was summer, so it was really warm out, but the water is freezing because it's just, the frozen snow or the melted snow coming down the mountain. And we're all out there in our swimsuits, and I'm like, okay, well, there's no bathroom around. If you have to pee, you have to get in the water. So we jump in the water, and as soon as I jump in, I was like, ugh. I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, I can't get a full breath. I can't even pee because I'm so cold. I could barely move to get out of the water then.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even nearly as cold as it would be in Antarctica. So they are surely not out there chatting it up, treading water in the Arctic Ocean.
Yeah. There's no dilly-dallying. No. So I thought we'd play a little game that has nothing to do with Emma or Andy or Ingrid or anybody. We're going to play a game that tests your knowledge of penguins. Are you ready?
Okay.
I'm going to fail.
It's multiple choice, so that will help you out a little bit. I took the quiz. We're not going to do all 11 of the questions, but I think I got 8 out of 11. So
Oh,
we'll see.
expert.
What is the largest living penguin breed? A, the Gentoo, B, the Adelie, C, the Emperor, or D, the Galapagos?
Emperor.
You are correct.
Oh, look at that.
Which is the most widely distributed penguin breed in Antarctica? Would it be A, the yellow-eyed, B, the Adelie, C, the little, or D, the Humboldt?
Humboldt is what.
It's the Adelie.
Oh, that's a cute name, Adelie.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Adelie. Adelie. What do emperor penguins eat? A, small Antarctic silverfish and other fish. B, squid. C, Antarctic krill. Or D, all of the above?
All of the above.
You are correct. How long can emperor penguins live in the wild? A, 5 years. B, 10 years. C, 15 years. D, 20 years.
20.
You are correct. Hey, you know your penguins.
We are penguin experts. We should be on that boat.
True. You would have had the case solved immediately. What percentage of emperor penguins could be lost by the end of the century? A, 20%, B, 40%, C, 60%, or D, 80%?
I'm going to hope it's only 20.
I'm going to say it's 60.
I said 60. It's 80.
What's happening to them?
Climate change. They're losing their environment. Yeah. Those are the big ones, those big, giant ones. Oh, so sad. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I know the answer, though. I didn't highlight the answer on this one. But I remember because I got it right. How fast is the Adelaide penguin's cruising speed in the water? A, 5 kilometers per hour. B, 10. C, 15. Or D, 20.
10.
15?
The answer is 10. Jessica, you need to join that team. Ian needs some help.
And finally, magnometer. What is it called?
Magnetometer.
Is that a real thing? Or did they make that up? Like the
I'm going to guess
flux
it's
capacitor.
Real. I just believed them, but I guess based off their track record, maybe I shouldn't have.
A magnetometer is a device that measures the magnetic field or magnetic dipole moment. Okay.
Oh, the dipole moment. Of course. Right. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Used primarily in Antarctica on penguin expeditions.
Yes.
Okay. So now you know. Final question. How many emperor penguins can be found in a huddle? Up to how many penguins can be found in a huddle at once? These are the emperor, the big ones. Up to 100, up to 200, up to 1,000, or up to 5,000?
1,000.
1,000.
5,000.
That's a lot of penguins.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sadly, 80% of them will be gone at the end of the century.
At the end of the century?
Yeah.
By the end of the century.
How do they know that? The end of the century? Do you know how long that is? Come on.
I don't know. At the rate they're decreasing, but so many different things could happen.
Exactly.
So it's
Ian could save them all, guys. He's trying.
Yeah, he sure could.
If he could
saved Lola and Hugo.
Maybe we should
have a lot of kids.
Maybe take Peg with you and not fall down and break your leg.
Maybe we should invite Dean McDermott on our podcast to discuss his comprehensive plan for saving the penguins.
I don't think he wants to talk to me. After
we would say,
reaction.
Please don't listen to the podcast before.
It won't be out yet. Don't worry.
But he's one that we might actually get to talk to us.
He might say yes.
That quiz was courtesy of the World Wildlife Federation, so I didn't just pull that out of thin air. We are going to rate this movie. I think I already have an idea of your thoughts, Danielle. With penguins, of course. So who would like to go first? How many penguins do you give this?
I'll go. I enjoyed this movie. I definitely there were some problems with the plot. There were definitely some issues with the lack of packing and with the ability to get on a boat that she couldn't have gotten on. And the fact that I didn't recognize Dean McDermott at all. It's a little weird. I'm going to give this a 2.5. I would not actively seek out to watch it again, but if it came on the TV, I probably wouldn't turn it off unless, a new episode of Sister Wives was on. So there you go.
That speaks volume.
I like Sister Wives, okay?
Are you losing your
earbud? Sorry.
Okay, Danielle, what do you think?
I just no penguins for you. I didn't like it.
Is this our first 0?
Maybe you can have the ice that broke away that Lola was stuck on.
Okay.
That's how much of a rating I'll
give
it.
Did you like this more or less than The Greek Recipe for Romance?
Oh, less.
Less?
Because at least Greek Recipe for Romance had me laughing through the whole thing. Because it was so, terrible. It was unbelievable, but it was also, hilarious how ridiculous it was. This one, I just was like, what? What are you, what? I was just confused. Abby's sitting there being like, what is happening, Mom? What, now we're chasing penguins? I don't understand this movie. I didn't get it either. I didn't enjoy watching it. I actually enjoyed watching Greek Recipe for Romance because it was so dumb. It was hilarious. Mm-hmm. This one, I didn't enjoy it. So I'm sorry. Polar opposites. Hallmark, I still love you. We're still friends, but this movie is not my favorite, and I won't watch it ever again, even if you paid me. That's a lie. If you paid me, I'd watch it again.
Okay. So you give it 0?
0 penguins. Nope.
Wow. This is a first for us on Love on the Pod, a 0 score. Well, I'm not going to be that harsh.
I might be feeling a little feisty. I'm getting towards my 3rd trimester, and I don't have time for nonsense. Okay.
As you, Danny, had certain expectations for this because it's one of the first in the winter series, and I am having a bit of the post-Christmas blues, so I wanted to see some snow and some romance, and it wasn't super heavy on the romance. It was kind of like a caper, where they were kind of just in cahoots with each other, and then they kind of wrapped it up with some romance towards the end. So I wasn't mad about that. There were a lot of moments that it was just the ridiculousness of it, the underpacking, being able to slip onto a ship so easily. And really, there were only 2 staff members on the whole ship. Well, there was one other person that was at a desk somewhere, at a concierge desk.
Rick was running around without clothes somewhere.
And Rick, where was he? We don't know.
Where was Rick?
Yeah. So, yeah, the silly storylines, the fact that Ian was out on this expedition all by himself, I don't think that would actually happen. You got to have a backup in case something happens. And there were a whole lot of different stories going on at once. I think they could have scaled that down a little bit and focused more on, I was going to say Ian and Andy. No, Ian and Emma. No, Andy and Emma. This would have been a whole different movie.
Oh, Lord. Here we are back on Lifetime.
Yeah. But I sat down to watch it and I was thinking, I'm not really going to take notes. I brought my notebook with me and I was in bed watching it. I'm probably not going to take notes. I'll probably fall asleep, which I usually do. And then I go back and watch it again and take my notes. It kept me interested. I sat in bed and took my whole notes and I didn't feel the need to have to watch it again. But I was able to take my notes and get through it. And I didn't hate it. I'm going to give it 2 3/4 penguins. I hate to chop a penguin up like that, but 2 3/4. I would.
Maybe it's 2 adult and 1 baby penguin.
There you go. A small family of penguins is what we'll go with. And if it was on in the background, I wouldn't turn it off. I don't feel so strongly about it as you, Danielle, but
okay.
But yeah, so that was it.
I do really like the cover of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
With the penguins making the heart. I think that
cute. Was cute.
Yes. Yeah. And I think I expected to see more, I don't know, just Antarctic adventure instead of just little snippets here and there. And we're making this flux capacitor penguin saver thing. Whatever.
Well, honestly, they could have ditched the whole sneaking onto the boat thing and just made it like, oh, I'm going on this ship to visit my dad, who's a researcher in Antarctica. Oh, wow, I'm going to fall in love with this engineer who's also going to help me with the penguin situation once I get to my dad and find out that the penguins need help. So we could have done away with that whole first part, and that probably would have made for a better film.
Yeah, and that would have stayed more true to the Hallmark, kind of the Hallmark romance trope. I feel like they are trying to branch out and have a little bit more variety, which I'm not mad about, but this one just fell short in that area. And you still could have had the conflict with Ingrid because she's in love with Andy, and so she's going to try to sabotage or whatever. But it's fine. She ended up with Martin, which was kind of weird. All of a sudden, she really liked Andy, and oh, Martin likes me. Okay,
yeah,
I'll go for Martin. But anyhow, that was that. That was Polar Opposites. But next week, I'm super excited because we are going to be talking about When Calls the Heart. And I am a late blooming Hardy, but I am a Hardy through and through. I got hooked, and I've only seen seasons 1 through 6 and part of 7. So we are going to discuss seasons 1 through 6, and we'll do a follow-up episode after that, which we'll discuss next week. And yeah, I'm super excited. You guys got me hooked on When Calls the Heart, and can't wait to dive in on that one. So that's it for today on Love on the Pod. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Love on the Pod and share your episode thoughts or ideas by emailing us at loveonthepod@gmail.com. Plus, you can text us with future movie recommendations using the link in our show notes. Our notes.
Yes.
In our British accent there.
In our notes.
In our show notes.
Maybe there should have been a British character.
Oh, yes. Like a researcher.
Her dad should have been British for no reason.
Oh, and have a monocle.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
I need help to find the penguin.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Okay.
I've
broken my leg. Okay. Anyway,
you're from every
podcast,
area in Britain possible.
I know. I've got all the dialects. Okay. Won't you subscribe to our podcast? And we're going to drop episodes weekly. We would love to have you aboard. And yeah.
So whether you're stowing away on a cruise ship
or cold plunging in the Antarctic Ocean,
we hope you never get separated from your forever penguin. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.